Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our weekly Facebook Live with Nuno Nina. So we had such wonderful time discussing about the gold cycle, and I know that many of you have more questions about the gold cycle. So don't worry. Nuno is going to always come back to Gold Cycle. And we have checked out all your questions and we'll schedule another Facebook Live answering all the questions. So don't worry if you missed the last one. So this one is also about Gold Cycle, but this one is a bit special because in the last Facebook Live, Nuno did talk a little bit about cosmic cycles, and a lot of people do have interest to get to know and understand how all the cosmic cycles, such as the moon and the sun and the daily rhythm, how all that affects our body. And of course, from Nuno's perspective, everything is related. And he did mention that our life, we have life because of Earth and because of the moon and the sun. So tonight it is our honor to welcome Nuno back, and we'll be discussing about the lunar cycle and how this cycle affects our body. And of course, Nuno will be sharing some tips on how we can use healing, time wave for home, and the gold cycle programs to support our health during different phases of the lunar cycle. So let's welcome Nuno.
Hi, thank you. Hi, everyone. Okay, so yes, today we are talking about the lunar cycle. As you told, my vision is always electric vision about the things. Gravity and electric fields are my, it's my concept. It's behind my vision. So I would like also to share this vision because it's not because it's it's mine, but it's nice because what I do always is measure, and measure is very important for me. So I cannot tell nothing if I don't have if I'm not sure, because I should measure, and after that I can show. If I don't, I'm not talking about the things because I have a dream about that or something like that, or I read in any book. No, I talk about the things because I measure and I compare, and I try to be logical when I try to explain something. So I hope that it can help. So as you told, there are influence to us, of course, sun, moon, all the planets. But today we are talking about the lunar cycle. One day we can talk about daily because it's amazing. Also, solar also is amazing. But today we are talking about lunar cycle. So a long time ago, about 500 years ago, we stopped using the calendars that follows the natural flows, and we put on the table a new concept. So the problem is the world start to have commercial concepts, and you need to talk between countries and so on. So we produce a Gregorian calendar, and we don't care about any flow because was made by on the paper, a pen and a paper, was to reduce some days, was to to fit the calendars to our to our commercials and day-by-day situations, and this was the wrong step. Was the wrong step because we lose the connection to the flow. Yeah, and one connection that we lose it for the lunar cycle, we lose because now we don't have more care about lunar cycle. And what happens is after lose the connection of lunar cycle, also we lose the connection with the solar cycle, and this is not good for us because we live on flow, and the flow, it's very important to walk in the right side, you know, in the right way. If you start working against these cycles, you'll be in troubles one day, because you have spent more energy that you need to spend, and the things don't make sense if you are against the natural flows. By the way, and this is what I should do, is reconnect again. So for reconnect again, I think it's not enough to tell the people, oh, it's important, let's be again on the cycles, let's be again in the natural flows, and so on and so on. Let's understand why it makes sense to reconnect, why it makes sense to be again in the flow of the natural flows. Let's understand that, because if you understand and makes sense for you, it's more easy to forward these steps. Okay. So and by the way, my culture, Jewish, we have a lunisolar calendar. It's because of that our New Year is never is in the same day, because we flow and the things make more sense. And okay, I don't want to tell more about my culture, because we have all the Nobel Primes and awards, and because of that, maybe, I don't know, I'm joking now. Okay, so also not only Jewish, but Buddhist, Hindu, Chinese culture, Japanese, Vietnamese, and so on. And I think 2 or 3 days ago was the Moon Festival in China. Yes?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay. I have some friends, and there was a day off there. It's important. It's important. It's important. Okay. So one concept is lunation. What is lunation? Lunation is a cycle. Okay. And at this moment, what we can tell is 29.5 days. So it's not it's something not is not it's as you can see, it is not much, nothing with Gregorian calendar about the 24 hours and so on and so on. So we can see that is a wrong start for this kind of calendar. To understand the concept that I will like to explain, it's very important to understand these charts. Okay, so what we have here, we have oxidation and reduction, acid and alkaline. Acid and alkaline is the pH. Everybody knows about the pH. What I like to remember is my concept of the pH is not chemical, is more magnetic, and is a magnetic concept. And this is very important that you try to understand. The other one is electric concept. So we have electric concept in oxidation and reduction, and you have a magnetic concept in acid and alkaline. So oxidation, usually the people understand oxidation, and I think it's what you learn in the universities and the school, is a loss of electrons. What's important? Okay, so loss of electrons is a good concept, but it's important that also when you have O2 fixation and loss of hydrogen, also is oxidation process. Okay, I don't want to complicate it, but these 3 points is very important. Maybe not today, but you remain that, and maybe in the future you think about that, and so easy things that happens in your life day by day, you can realize that, oh, this is a oxidation. It's amazing, so that you can understand. Okay. In another way, we have the reduction. What is the reduction? Reduction is when you lose electrons in the global view, in the general, not very, very deep, because it's more complex than this, but it's only to understand the concept in general view. So reduction is when you have reduction, the body gain electronization, gain ionization. Is amazing because it's the start of something. This is the main equation that we use to explain, oxidation and reduction. And this is our RP, RP. When you measure the water, you say, RP is something. Okay, so we have something, some kind of here about our RP. So it's impossible to, because oxidation and reduction is impossible exist one without the other one. So we should explain this with both. Okay, to have reduction, you should have oxidation in another way. To have oxidation here, you should have reduction here. Okay, so what is important to retain now? Oxidation, you lose electrons. Reduction, you increase electrons, the amount of electrons. An oxidant, and everybody talks about oxidants and so on, or antioxidants, is a body that can capturing electrons. And a reduxer is a body that can donating electrons. This is really important that you understand. If you want, you can spend a little bit more here. This is the slide that can resume, I think, well, about the oxidation and reduction. And this is very important that you understand this concept, because we will do a shift and we'll put this concept in the moon cycle. And it's important that you understand at this moment this. So if you have any question, or have you received any question about that, or if it's okay, we can forward to the next slide.
Nuno, can I ask on behalf of the audience? So when it comes to electrons, is it relevant to the use of frequencies? There are many of our audience who have the Healy device, or some of our community in Hong Kong, they have the time with a home device, and they use a lot of your programs. Of course, they use a lot of frequencies. So when it comes to loss of electrons, so when somebody is going through oxidation, when their body is oxidized, so do they replenish themselves with frequencies?
Yes, look, the Healy, the home, this kind of device, what in deep they do, they play with electrons. Frequencies are a way to play with electrons. So you can move, you can do that, the body can lose electrons, or you can do the body gain electrons. So this is in deep, this is what the Healy do.
Thank you. We're ready to
watch
the next slide.
So again, we have this charter only to, I put again this charter here, not only to remember, because it's very important to remember that, but to put the moon in this charter. Okay, so this is the lunar cycle. Let's start in the new moon. So new moon, what is the new moon? Has the name say, new is the new moon, it's the restart, is the it's a new cycle, it's a new cycle. At this point, our body is ready to go in the amazing journey in the cycle of the moon. So you have what is important at this step, that your kidneys are okay. Of course, every time is important your kidneys are okay, but in this point, in this special point, kidney is very important to clean the kidneys, so that the kidneys can work very well. Why? Because the next step, you need the work of your kidneys. So in the gold cycle, in the Healy, this time is amazing to use the pure or use the care. Of course, you can use the other ones, but these ones was made, I can tell that was made for this kind of situation of this point, okay? The second one, the first quarter, this is, you know, the thing starts, it's very dynamic, your body is, you know, you have energy to do, you have start projects, is amazing now. The reduction phase is the end of the reduction phase. So you are active, you have vitality, energy, the blood is fluid, so you are working, you are ready to the war. It's amazing. So you, if you want, you can also use energy, you improve more these all your capacities of energy. So, you know, inside your body, ATP is using a lot to produce energy, and at this point is the culminar, is the, you know, is the top that you achieve, is the full manifestation. You have at this moment, you are the king. At this moment, you have everything in your hand. So energy to express your intentions to the world, affections are more expressive. And at this moment, because was you know, was a very hard journey here, you need to clean your liver. We have the 40TX is a supplement that works with your liver, and here you have the kidney hub is a supplement that we have to clean your kidneys. But we are here now. So what you have now, you are in very close to lose the energy. So is the point, is the change point, you know. And this, the next step, the last quarter, you reduce. You put you put your foot on the brake. So it's time to slow down. Your mood decrease, of course. You are more, you know, sinking inside. You are at this moment you prepare for the new cycle. So you did what you should do, or you should did it. And this moment is the end of oxidation phase. So your body don't produce more energy to spend. Now what you need is prepare your body to restart. And this is very important phase. This phase is the most important phase in all the cycle. Why? Because if you can do this amazing phase well, you can have amazing cycle, because all the cycle, the energy that you can have in your life depends of this quarter. So in the Healy, you can use balance, you can use relax, you can use being. Also, you can use supplements that can help your body in the way that, you know, to recover emotional side and so on. This is real amazing. So, okay, and you can ask now about water, but the water, the moon, what we know about the moon can do is the tides. Okay, so yes, this is the visual, the visible part of the the effect of the moon in our sea. And it's true, of course, with the gravity, we can have this kind of deformation on the sea. And these things happens. Of course, we are create movement, and movement is life. And what happens inside us, because we 70%, 80% of our body is water. So the things happen the same way. So we have movement. The water have movement inside our body, and movement is what? To have movement, you need to have electric current. So this is, everything is linking, and this is very important. This new concept. So this movement inside our body produce electricity, produce electric magnetic fields, and we change this. Because of that, we have mood difference in the moon cycle. And what I like to tell you now, we are talking about water. Okay, let me explain something that's very important for me. Cell power water was a bottle that I created a long time ago. When I create a cell power bottle, sorry, my focus is not create another bottle to produce hydrogen. The bottle can do more than this, and this was my goal, you know, and was my challenge was, okay, let's create something that much more with natural flows. Let's create something that can much better than the other ones, of course, because the other ones don't do that. So the parameters of the cell power water, and when I tell the people that you should use or should have pH less than 7, RH2 less than 10, why? Do you remember what I told you about the most important cycle to have a good cycle during the lunar cycle? I talk about this one. Look now, pH less 7. pH less 7 should be here. RH2 less 10 should be here. Okay. So what we have, do you remember that BTA? I talk about BTA a lot of times, and this is an amazing tool. And as you can see, my water match with this lunar phase. And now you can understand that this water is a water to recover your body, so that your life you can have more energy in your life. And this was my goal. It's not a bottle that produces hydrogen. One more. Of course, produce hydrogen because I need hydrogen, and hydrogen is amazing. But more than this is the balance, the ratio between hydrogen, pH, RH2, and ORP. You don't need to have ORP like minus 800. You don't need it. But because what you need is this kind of relation between these parameters. And this you can find here. And what I did was measurements. I'm not talking, I didn't this bottle because I have a dream. I don't did this bottle because, oh, the market now wants a bottle. Hey, everybody wants hydrogen bottles. Let's do that. No. I'm not there. I don't need that. Okay. So this is this was of course also a preview about all these concepts and that we had, and okay, that's all for today. I don't know if you have questions or not, but
let's do a Q&A because some audience do have
sorry,
questions.
I cannot hear you. Wait.
Okay,
it's okay now. Okay.
So
yes.
People do have questions, so I will ask on behalf of them. So you know, an audience asks, what is K-up and what is 4-DTX? And is there a specific reason you develop a supplement helping the kidney and the liver?
Yes. One, the kidney hub, it works for kidney, of course. And we developed this supplement, I think 20 years ago, and use regularly in our clinics, and there are a lot of clients that buy. It's amazing, and you can, if you want, you can use it. You do blood analysis, you know, the normal the standard blood analysis, and after 3-4 weeks taking the kidney hub, you can check it, and you are different. In the BTA, it's more easy to see this difference, but was made to help the kidney. The other one is DTX. The DTX works with the liver, 70%, 75% in the liver, and 25% in the kidneys. So it's a mix. The ladies amazing this because lose weight.
Well, from our Hong Kong community, we have one client using the kidney supplement. His hair grow back. So he grow extra hair after using the kidney supplement. Is there any relationship with that?
Yes, of course. Look, the kidneys are the pumps, and the function of the kidneys is to recover the electro side of your body. If your body recover the correct electrolytes and the electro side of your body can do again the things. This is very easy, because if you try to ask the body, or if you try to ask someone that don't have legs to run, it's impossible. But if you give legs to this person, can run again. So it's the same. What the kidneys can do is amazing. It's the pump. So if you give good supplements to the kidneys, if you give good frequencies for the kidneys, your body change, of course.
And we have some clients feedback after they use 4-DTX, the liver supplement, their mood gets better, they are happier, and they're more calm. So it affects on the emotion side.
Yes, because liver is the emotional organ. The things happens in the liver is very, very close to our emotions. So the liver can, one day I can explain all the flow of the liver and why you feel better if your liver works well. It's amazing to explain that. Yes, we can do a chart and amazing design with it.
I look forward to that. And we have another audience asking in the live, in the comments. Nuno, could you please explain what is the difference between the Cell Power water bottle and the other hydrogen water bottles in the market?
Okay, so one of my goals was work with magnetic. I believe that gravity is life. What we are gravity. Okay, we are gravity. So pH is so important in this concept. So my bottle cannot work on the in this concept, and this concept tell me, and is what I measure in my clients and I measure in the results, is the pH, acid pH is better than alkaline pH. So my bottle, when produce water, increase only 0.5, less than that, in the pH. So if you put a water that have 5, you should have, after produce this water, you have 5.2, 5.2 or 5.1, still pH. The other bottles in the market, when produce water, the pH increase a lot. We have some samples, some bottles that we bought during all this research, and all bottles change the pH to 9, 11, sometimes 12. It's too much, because this is very important that the people understand. Okay, this concept about acid can shock the people. Acid is better. It's not the acid is better. What happens is our body can fight the acids, but cannot fight alkaline states. It's because of that heat, acid food, we don't have any problem, because our body can fight that. We are prepared. We have, I don't know the English word, but our body have way to fight acids, so can recover the balance. But if you eat alkaline food, our body don't understand. So you stay alkaline, and you can see in the BTA alkaline levels is cancer.
That makes a lot of sense. Somebody asked, can we change pH in the water through using energy?
Wow, amazing question. Yes, we can do that, but not in the Salpa water. Not with the Healy, not with the Time Weaver. We have a device that we can. It was the device that I do a lot of research and so on and so on. It's very, it's very strong. We have a very strong electric magnetic coils and we can change. Yes, we can change. And you know what is amazing? I was with Rita in the factory. We have a water factory, and you have the tanks, the big tanks, and we have a very complex process when this water arrive at this tank, because we have, okay, for easy explanation, we have two tanks. One is the first water, and another one is the water that already is ever the first step prepare. And the first step to prepare this water is the pH. And what was amazing was a storm, was a lightning bolt and so on. And what happens is the pH of this change. Only with the ionization of the air. Yeah, it was amazing. Do you know why? You know, sometimes my grandmama told me, oh, the weather will change because I have pain again in my shoulder. Yes. And I say, oh, I would like to be very old to know that. But I can explain this very easy. You know why? Because you have a trouble there, of course, because you're broken or you have old inflammation there. And to have this, you should be acid. If you should be acid, you have protons here. So when the storm comes, you have ionization. So these electrons move from one side and the protons to the other side. So you create a new field, and this field lose potential. The membrane lose the potential, and you feel pain. It's because of that. It's ionization.
That's very interesting. The storm can do that, but weather does affect our body a lot. So we would love to invite you back and to talk about the weather and also the solar cycle. And we have one question from Lorena, and she asks, can we give the water from your bottle to the pets?
Yes.
A puppy?
I have one. I have my daughter have a rabbit. And everybody asks me, what you do the rabbit? Because the rabbit is completely different from the other rabbits. I thought, because my rabbit drinks self-power water. I will put a picture today. I will put a picture of my rabbit, because it's you know, it's like a dog. It's and you know, and also it's I don't know, but if I say, hey, come on here, the rabbit comes to me. And jump, it jump. So it's a dog, but indeed it's a rabbit.
So what happens with people who don't drink water? You know how people have all kinds of, you know, the moon affects the water because, you know, that's what the moon does to the ocean through the magnetics. So what happens when someone doesn't drink water? They choose tea, or they choose coffee, or they choose juice over water. What happens with the body during the moon cycle then?
Yeah, the problem is the relation between gravity of the moon with the water is different from if you have tea, because, you know, the tea is different from the water. So the electrons that you have in the tea are different amounts that you have in this kind of relation between the moon and the water. So it's the same that you tell me salt in the food. If you put a little bit, it's okay, but if you put a lot, you don't like it. So it's the same. Tea have more electrons than the water. You know, this relationship. So the loon cannot understand the tea. The loon can understand the river. The moon can understand the sea.
Just not tea.
It's very, you know, my way of be is to see and look surround me. When I have rivers of tea, I will drink tea. Until there, I drink water.
Okay.
Maybe I can drink one cup of tea for pleasure, but not for hydration or for nothing. The concept is different, okay? Because I can drink tea to help my liver. I can drink tea to help my kidneys, because we can do that, of course. Supplements, my supplements are a kind of tea, of course, but it's not a kind of pleasure, you know. It's different. The amounts that you should drink about tea or water is completely different.
We have one audience asking that what is the relationship between gravity and pH?
Wow.
A big one.
It's amazing. We should do a webinar about that. Yeah. it's not easy to explain, but okay, I promise for her or he, I don't know, that I will do a webinar to explain that. And this is the most important concept that you should understand. And it's easy. I will explain. It's a little bit shock because I need to talk about Einstein and you know and the other ones, and say that it's not they are not so right that we thought.
Well, that's all the questions we have for today. So thank you, Nuno. People do ask about the supplements. I think the supplements will be available in online store very soon.
Yes. I think in a few days we have the supplements on the website with all details and the way that you can or should you take it with protocols.
Is it okay if you share the slide with all the moon cycles? And I love how you did the presentation. Each moon phases, you use different gold cycle programs. Would you be able to share that with people so they can follow?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Thank you. So that's a way. So guys, there's a way for you to use gold cycles and follow the cycles. And after one cycle, we would love to hear some feedback. How you did the last moon cycle. We just had a full moon 2 days ago, so now is the time to use pure and then to go into balance, relax, and being. We'll share that slide on our social media later. So stay tuned, and thank you, Nuno. We'll see
you. Thank you.
See you all next week. Bye.
Thank you. See you. Thank you. Bye.